I also recognize the fact that fire and evacuation of people is very traumatic for everyone. And I know that there's many challenges that come with that evacuation. Being away from home, being away from your families is traumatic for anybody. But it also is unfortunate that people have to experience unnecessary hardship because of racism and also not being welcomed into certain establishments. This is uncalled for and unnecessary. So we are here to express our support for the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation as they await news on when it will be safe to go home. And I know they all want to go home. They don't want to be here. They would rather be home. But while they're here, we want to do our utmost to support them. And there are many concerns. And there are many issues that they've been facing since they've been here. And it is unfortunate that tragedies and incidents happen, and a lot of them have to deal with racism. And it is unfortunate that racism is still alive and well, and they're labeled and they're criticized for coming to Winnipeg. That should not be. And also there are some issues with policing, and I have spoken to the Chief of Police, Danny Smythe, this afternoon, and we want to address some of the concerns. I'm thankful that he received our call. But one of the most disturbing accounts that have happened is this morning at 5 a.m. The people of Mathias Colomb saw an abduction of a young woman. And we are yet to find out if she's from Mathias Colomb, but nevertheless, they saw an abduction of a young woman at 5 a.m. this morning at a Winnipeg hotel. And three people witnessed this abduction, and they even got a picture and the license plate, but they were not able to identify this woman. And this is very disturbing for us. It puts our people at risk. Whenever there's an evacuation, there's a lot of vulnerable young people that don't know the social and the urban life, and they need to be protected. And we're trying our best to protect them. So we're asking the members of the public to help us identify this young woman. And I will ask Councillor Shirley Castel to elaborate more on the situation. She's also the Vice Chief of the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation.
Thank you, Grand Chief. Tansi, my name is Councillor Shirley Castel of Mathias Colomb Cree Nation. I would like to acknowledge and thank all of our helpers, community members during this difficult time. I am extremely concerned and worried about the safety of this young woman that was abducted from the hotel located at 1400 Notre Dame in Winnipeg. 3 of our young men from Mathias Colomb witnessed the abduction and witnessed the event at 5 a.m. this morning. I commend them for their bravery and trying to intervene, of their smart thinking. One of them had a tablet, and they took a picture of the young woman that was abducted into a vehicle, and they took the license plate number, and the license plate number is KTL 222222. And the young woman was wearing a pink jacket, and when they were confronted with the of the elderly man that abducted this young woman, they were confronted with a gun. That the elderly man said that they were going to shoot them if they didn't get out of his way. So they had no choice. They're traumatized. Because these young men they're in their early 20s. They said the young girl's name is Ashley, but we're not sure if the young individual is from our community. We've tracked down all of our Ashleys, and they are the Ashleys that we're aware of that are here in the city of Winnipeg have been located. So we're asking the general public out there to see if you can identify this young woman that was abducted, because our concern and the missing and murdered woman in First Nations is aware of this, and we want to put it out there that if the picture is going to be shown to the media, and we need your help. We need your help to identify. If you know of this individual, I guess the numbers, they can contact the hot tip line with the city of Winnipeg that they can provide. And then anyone that sharing the tips, and then they should say the case number is 022-16340. That's what the Winnipeg Police has. That's the case file number that they currently have. And right now it's very stressful for us due to the evacuation, to have our community members scattered within multiple locations, including Winnipeg. We knew that there would be safety concerns, and I want to encourage our citizens to continue to watch out for one another. Because we come from an isolated community, and it's like we're so welcoming and open. It puts a risk on our young people, and with that type of open arms, we don't know if they're putting themselves in danger. So it's we want to stress out there to our community that you look after one another and be careful who you speak to, and make sure you always have an adult around with you, especially our teenagers. We want to stress that to you, and we want to encourage our citizens to continue to watch out for one another. We have members who are placed in hotels also that are run down, dirty, and unsafe. It is important to see our people moved out of these unsafe hotels. We have raised this issue with Red Cross since day one, and we need to get them to start listening to us and make sure that they move our people to safer areas. We are once again urging the needs for measures to keep our members safe while they are here in Winnipeg. I thank you for sharing this information. We're praying for the safety of this young woman, and she is located. So with your help out there, I encourage you to contact the tip line with the Winnipeg Police or the missing and murdered woman. I'm sure Chief Settee here, Grand Chief Settee can provide, and her staff can provide those numbers to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor. So this has been an ordeal for the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation, and they need our support. And I think that the Red Cross have been working, and ISK has been working, but I think at the same time, there are better ways to handle things. Like, this is not the first evacuation that we've had. There has to be a better process, because we want to protect our young women. They are vulnerable. We cannot expose them to any risks. We cannot expose them to an environment where they can be abducted or assaulted. So those are the things that I am worried about. The process of lodging our people is problematic. It exposes them to be prey to. Many people are driving around just looking for someone to abduct. We have to handle this better. We have to do it better. So I want to thank everyone for listening, and also we need your support to identify this young woman. We must find her. She must be found. We cannot lose another young woman to violence. Nag-usahay na ginanaas ko now.